So if you haven't already noticed, you may have gotten a text message, an email, a phone call, a social media message from that toxic or narcissistic ex reaching out to you, causing confusion, right? It can come in the form of maybe, I miss you, or how are you doing? A simple how are you doing, just to start a conversation. Some may even say they've been reflecting and, they want to do better, whatever it is, but they're reaching out, and it can put you in a state of feeling either confused. You may think it's a sign. You may even feel frustrated because you may say, here I am finally moving along, and now this person is here reaching out to me, causing me confusion again. Well, in this episode, we're going to get into that. It is not uncommon for toxic or narcissistic exes to reach back out to you around the holidays, again, which can cause confusion or frustration. So stay tuned for this episode so we can talk about why is this happening and reveal to you how you can handle it. What's the best way for you to handle this? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where we talk about overcoming toxic or narcissistic relationships. If you are new here, my name is Nailah Abdullah. I'm a mental health therapist turned toxic relationship coach, and I specifically work with women who are looking to move on and heal from toxic relationships. So if that sounds like something you need, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and let's get into this topic of why is this person finally now reaching out to me around the holidays. So the first reason that I want to let you know why this person is finally reaching out to you around the holidays, why they're coming around, snooping around, little text messages, emails, whatever it may be, or messages through other people, let's not forget that, is that a narcissist's priority is their ego, okay? And I'm saying narcissist, and let me just put this disclaimer out for those of you who already know me, you know what I'm about to say. I'm not so keen on labels. However, we do live in an era where we have access to a plethora of information, and some of you may have been able to identify narcissistic traits in that toxic ex. Sometimes you may hear me use the term toxic, right? So it's just about someone who has broken you, someone who is extremely unhealthy for your well-being. You have come to that realization, and you were trying to keep them away from you. You were trying to distance yourself from them. So again, going back to these toxic or narcissistic ex, their priority is their image. They don't want people to see them being alone for the holidays. Now, let me say this. You have different types of people in all categories. So if we're talking about toxic people, narcissistic people, you do have some of them that will isolate, right? But they also isolate to protect their image. So either they're isolating to protect their image, so no one comes up to them or no one questions, why are you alone? How did you go from having this person in your life to now they're not there and you're alone for the holidays? Or they may start to reach out to make sure they can have that facade, right? That everything's okay, that I still have people around me that love and care about me. They also know that people are able to identify the qualities in you. And they don't want people to realize that if this person is not around them for the holidays, something must be wrong with them. So again, it's more so about their image. It really has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with this big epiphany or awakening that they've had about what they did that was wrong. They really just don't want people to look at them as pathetic. That is one of the reasons that they may be reaching out to you around these times for the holidays. Another reason that toxic or narcissistic ex may be reaching out to you is that they know that you have this emotional, this hallmark, this joyful view about the holidays, which is normal. That's the world that we live in, especially in this Western side of the world. We have a very cuddly, warm feeling about the holidays. And they're going to use those emotions, actually, they're going to leverage those emotions as an opportunity to get back in, as an opportunity to keep one foot in the door, to maintain some type of connection with you. Now, keep in mind, people with narcissistic traits, people that you've realized are toxic, they usually don't share those same emotions. They're actually emotionless. And I know that may be hard to believe because they're very good at pretending, but they don't have those same feelings that you have about the holidays, right? But they know how you think, they know how you feel about the holidays. So they're going to use that as an opportunity to leverage those emotions, to get back in, to keep control, to keep connection. And like I said, pretty much keep one foot in the door. So they see this as an opportunity. Again, it's not about you. It's not about, making things better. It's okay, this is an opportunity. And you will also notice that with things like weddings, funerals, deaths, Well, that's for funerals, but you know what I mean. Someone passing away, a new baby coming in, any major events, any major events happening where they know that normal people feel emotions around, they see that as an opportunity. And that can be very hard to sometimes to notice, because again, one of the main mistakes we make is that we view them as normal. We view people with narcissistic traits that are toxic as normal, emotionally healthy people. We assume that if I feel sad about someone passing away, or I feel or happy or joyful about a holiday or a birth being made, maybe they feel the same way too. Maybe they can set aside, the conflict and the animosity that we've been having to at least share this moment. But that is often not the case. They don't feel what you feel. They're incapable of feeling what you feel. But what they can do is use this opportunity to manipulate and to get back in. The third reason I want to tell you why your toxic or narcissistic ex may be reaching out to you around these holiday times is to sabotage your peace. Now, this is a strategy from them you will typically see in cases where you have been able to really detach from them. You've been able to really distance yourself from them, where they feel like me approaching this from a sweet, kind approach is not going to work. So they may come with some aggression, some anger, something to trigger you, right? So they see that you are finally moving on with your peaceful life, and they're coming in now to sabotage that. Again, they may come in with aggression. They may come in, saying things to upset you, to trigger you. If there are children involved, they may use this opportunity to buy extravagant gifts for the children or not buy anything at all. They're going to do anything they can to trigger you. So it's not really coming in to say, oh, I love you, or I realize I'm wrong, but it's more so to just upset you, right? They do not like peace. They do not, they don't want it. They want chaos. They want conflict. And they are especially upset when they see that you have been able to remove them out of your life and now live a peaceful life. So they're coming in now to sabotage and to disrupt that. Now, what I definitely don't want to do is just come in here and tell you all the reasons that they're reaching out to you without giving you some strategies and tips about how to handle it. What I've also done is included a guide in the comments below. It's a free guide that you can fill out, that you can also refer back to when and if, more likely when these toxic or narcissistic exes reach back out to you. So I really encourage you to make use of that guide. Again, it's free and it's in the comment box below. The first tip that I want to give to you is to encourage you to implement what I call a mindset shift, a mindset called different rules apply. And this is something that I came up with that I realized that works across the board, whether you're talking about toxic or narcissistic family members, exes, friends, colleagues. Different rules apply to them. Okay, so this holiday cheer that you feel, this holiday joy that you feel does not apply to manipulative people. And that is one of the biggest mistakes we make with people like that, is that we apply the same rules to them. Again, if you, and I say again because I've said this in a previous episode, if you are driving and you see, a baby rattlesnake versus a puppy, right? You are not going to treat that rattlesnake the way you treat that puppy. You may see that puppy and say, oh, you're so cute. And you can foresee that if I take that puppy home, I can raise it and domesticate it, right? The rattlesnake is different. Different rules apply to that rattlesnake. And that is the same thing with human beings. You have to judge people not based on the fact that they're human, or, the fact that you've been with them a long time, or the fact that they're related to you. No, you need to judge them based on their patterns of behavior. And based on their patterns of behavior, different rules apply. So that is the mindset that you have to have when you are dealing with manipulative people. So in the spirit of the holidays, in the spirit of, joyfulness and cheer and wanting to give second chances, all of that can be applied to typically healthy people, but not manipulative people. So that is a mindset shift. Different rules apply that I encourage you to implement during these holidays specifically. The second tip that I want to give to you about how to handle when a toxic or narcissistic ex reaches back out to you around the holidays is to remind yourself why I distanced myself from them in the first place. why am I even watching this episode, right? Why am I even connected to Nailah Abdullah about toxic relationships? You label them toxic for a reason. And sometimes, again, when we are in our feelings and we're feeling happy and joyful, or just fantasizing about how things could be for the holidays, we start to fall into denial. We start to forget why we even distance ourselves or are trying to distance ourselves from certain people. So start to remind yourself of that. And that is a major point that I have in the guide below that can help to remind you, why did I distance myself from them and why I need to continue to distance myself from them. And the third tip that I want to give to you about how to handle and navigate when your toxic or narcissistic ex reaches out to you is that you become clear about what your boundaries need to look like in order to maintain your peace. Boundaries is one of those terms that is thrown around. It sounds nice, it sounds great, but a lot of times people still don't know, what does that look like for me, right? Every situation, every person handles things differently. So you have to figure out, what do boundaries look like for me? What does it actually look like? How do I set that up, right? Not just words, but what type of actions do I need to take to set up those boundaries? And again, that is something that I included in the guide that I put in the comments below that can help you to figure out exactly, what do I need to do? If this toxic or narcissistic ex does something, or they reach out, or they try this approach or that approach, what do I need to do to protect my peace? If you have any questions about this topic or toxic relationships in general, feel free to put a question or comment down below. You'll also find my personal email address down below that you can message me directly. I hope this episode was helpful for you. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe if this is a topic that you feel you need some help with. I will see you in the next episode.